Hello, I'm Alan Welsh and welcome back to Busy Pro Fast Wellness. Today we're unpacking a concept that had me stopping my tracks. It's how to flip from stress to strength in just 2 minutes. And this is inspired by David Goggins' idea of shifting from a primal reactive state into a powerful creative one. And my opening question is, have you ever been in that situation when you felt your pulse suddenly spike? When you see that dreaded email notification that you were hoping wouldn't materialize, or perhaps when you feel your muscles tighten before a big deadline or presentation? What if, in just 2 minutes, you could flip that pressure switch into peak performance? So I want to delve into a story about the well-known character called David Goggins, who is a former Navy SEAL, an ultra-marathon legend, and the ultimate embodiment of strength under pressure. However, it wasn't always that way. Growing up with abuse, learning disabilities, and weighing over 300 pounds, Goggins found himself constantly stressed in what is known in the wellness guru world as primal mode. What's amazing is that he chose to reprogram stress into strength. And Andrew Huberman recounts how Goggins learned to fail properly and then built what he calls an indestructible mental toolbox. That toolbox powered him through Hell Week, a 135-mile race, and even world record pull-ups. And he went through this Hell Week not only one time, but 3 times in 1 year. And that's a feat that no one else has ever accomplished, according to some of the YouTube videos and other sources. And during these periods, he faced such physical challenges, including a ruptured hernia, stress fractures, and a broken kneecap. It's proof that stress, faced and framed, can become a launch pad to greatness. Now, I'm not suggesting for a moment that we, as mere mortals, go through even a slice of what David Goggins endured. But knowing what is possible from those exceptionally mentally tough people like Goggins should serve as a slice of inspiration at the very least. And I'd like to quote David Goggins now, and he says, "Before tackling a big goal, handle your insecurities first." And that's so true, because we have these insecurities and we really need to deal with those before we even contemplate going for that big goal, because it's going to help us. And I'd like to walk you through a 2-minute stress to strength reset. Each step has a varying sort of amount of time attached to it. But of course, like anything, you don't have to be too religious about the timing here. I'm just going to give you some suggested times as we go through. So the first step is to recognize your state, and this should take about 20 seconds in total. And what you do is you need to pause and ask yourself this question. At this moment, am I in fight or flight mode, which is when you're reactive to things and you're panicking and you're not really in control? Or am I in flow state, where you are, you know what you're doing, you're totally in control, you're on top of things? Now, just naming it shifts you from being overwhelmed to being aware. Step 2. This is called the 4S bend breath. And it's very similar to what I talked about before, which is the box breathing. And this should take you about 40 seconds. So you inhale for 4 through your nose, 4 seconds, and then you hold for 4 seconds. And then you breathe out through your mouth for 4 seconds. And then you hold again for 4 seconds. We're not going to do this now. I'm just explaining how to do this. And you would repeat this 3 to 4 times. And this box style breath gets your parasympathetic system back into the driver's seat. Step 3 is to cultivate a power thought. And this should take about 30 seconds. Now think of a brief, strong affirmation. We haven't really done affirmations before, but they're like sentences that you repeat over and over again. For example, one of these 2 sentences could well be of use to help you out on this. I've handled bigger challenges. I've handled bigger challenges. I've handled bigger challenges. And the next one, sentence number 2, I adapt. I overcome. I adapt. I overcome. I adapt. I overcome. Now let one of these thought affirmations really anchor the shift. And the next step, step 4, is called micro-action. And this one, you stand tall, you engage your core, and you do 20 seconds of dynamic jabs or a brisk desk push-up. Actively moving out of that stress while harnessing your new energy through these movements is so effective. We've also explored these exercises in more detail in previous episodes as well. And step 5 is called Ground with Gratitude, which is about 30 seconds. And you finish with 3 wonders. Name 3 wins, however big or small. I like to think of this as a gratitude anchor, which helps you to psychologically feel better. I'm just going to give an example of this because this is relevant to me today. So I would say, I met up with a couple of old friends for breakfast this morning that I haven't seen for over a year. I managed to find a solution, even though I spent 2 hours of hassle of uploading a basic cover for my LinkedIn newsletter. But now I know how to do it. More or less, anyway. And the last one, I managed to get to the covered market to buy some great produce and prepared lunch for when my wife returned from her plumbing course. And there you have my 3 small wins, varying degrees, of course. So why does this all work? Well, this is awareness. It shifts you from autopilot into control. The box breathing regulates your nervous system. The physical micro-action shifts hormones and mindset. And the affirmation plus gratitude retrains your brain towards strength, not stress. So try this 2-minute reset when you feel a stress spike before meetings, deadlines, or midday slumps. Let it become your secret tool to shift from primal to powerful. And of course, as always, you select the ones which you feel are most beneficial to you. Or you do all of them, or you think, just do one of them. Whatever you do, it's always positive if you practice these things, just those little mini small doses. And I'd like to round off today with another quote. And this is from Tony Collins. And he says, resilient people are aware. They shift their thoughts to create action. Absolutely. Because action, of course, that's when we know we are moving in the right direction. Not just the thoughts, but you need to take action, however small those steps might be. So that's your reset. Try it today and tell me, what shift surprised you most? Share your experience or drop a comment. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and keep on thriving.